Hey YouTube, let's talk about starting a body transformation from scratch. This is what I used to look like. Oh, sweet googly moogly. No, I didn't look like that. That was a picture, well, that is me. That was me, but that's a filtered picture that my buddy Rob took and used a fat filter on. So I kind of looked like that, but didn't look like that. But I did look like this at age 16, and I did look like this in my early 20s. Now, at this point, I was a corporal, which put me in like 22, 23 at this point of my career in the military. And boy, was I not in shape for being an infantry soldier. Good Lord. And then this is another picture of me in my early to mid 20s. I know this because I was the bar manager at my old unit for years. And the boys loved me because I was just super corrupt. How corrupt? Don't worry about it. Horrifying. Now, the reason I'm showing you these is not because I'm bragging about how amazing I looked, but I wanted to point out that I was not an athlete or a jock growing up. I was an EverQuest nerd. And if you're old enough to remember EverQuest, oh, you're fantastic. Thank you for watching my video. And if you don't know EverQuest, look it up. It was an old MMORPG that I dedicated way too much time of my life to. But I didn't start my fitness journey until very late in life. I was actually 27 when I started my fitness journey. Up until then, that was kind of what I looked like. Now, that picture of me in my kind of mid-early 20s actually changed a little bit because I was able to lose some weight from there, but I didn't really know what I was doing when I was working out. I just kind of dumped a bunch of weight down, and I don't look exactly the same in the next picture, but we'll talk about that. But just know that I didn't really start from much, guys. And gals. Sorry. Sexist. Super sexist. Now, enter this man. Oh, good Lord. That's Joe Magniello. And the reason this man helped change my life was I remember watching True Blood with him, and he's on screen and he's got his shirt off and he's just got bricks for abs. I remember sitting there in my just deteriorated self in nursing school and thinking, oh yeah, he's my age and he's an actor and he's paid to do this. Like, of course he looks like that. And then I looked him up and realized he was 8 years older than I was. And I literally had an epiphany on my couch watching True Blood, and all I could think of was, if he can do it, man, I got to be able to do it. I'm 8 years younger than him. So I made it my journey to look better than that guy did. And I didn't make it, but I kind of made a little progress. So this was me, August 28th, 2012. This was the very first week I started my body transformation. I exercised a couple times a week maybe, but I drank excessively. I didn't watch my calories. I didn't really know what I was doing. I would go in and do biceps every single day. I did end up getting on a fitness program. It was a bodybuilder program to start. And this was me, August 28th, 2012, at about 185 pounds. So again, those old pictures, like I had pared down a little bit, but if you're offended by this term, I do apologize. I can't really think of a better term other than I was skinny fat, right? Like I wasn't overweight, I wasn't lean, I was just kind of this middle ground where I didn't have a lot of muscle, I didn't have a lot of body fat, you know what I mean. Anyways, so this was August 28th, 2012 when I started. This was me 12 weeks later on the 10th of November, 2012. When I was about 178, 179 pounds, I believe, and I'd cut down about 10 pounds, and that's what I looked like from just dieting. Now, I broke for this transformation that I did because I think it was the second week of my body transformation. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me over text messages, and I kind of snapped. And it just so happens that I was starting my fitness journey and I really galvanized behind this thing. And I dumped my life into fitness. Now, obviously, I got over the breakup and I realized I kind of like this fitness thing. So that was 12 weeks later where I ate the same meals every single day. And I mean every single day. I knew exactly how many calories were going in because I was like counting grains of rice. I remember every dinner was sorry, I just need to fix my computer. Was steak Caesar salad because I was just so obsessed, neurotically obsessed with my physique and getting in shape. I think at the time mainly to prove my ex-girlfriend wrong, but this is a comparison photo of what those two looks like from the start to 12 weeks later, right? So you can see there's quite a bit of a difference, right? On the left-hand side, you got me kind of that awful skinny fat term. And on the right hand side, you've got me looking a semblance of in shape. Now, I hit the point where I realized Arnold used to say you can't chisel a pebble. So I decided then that I was going to bulk. And I spent about 4 months bulking from that point. So November 10th, 2012 till March 1st, 2013. So it was like a 4-month bulk. And I went from that other picture to this picture. And you can see a little bit of a difference. Like there's less abs. Oh, I hate it when my abs disappear when I'm bulking. It's the worst feeling ever. Because once you get them, you neurotically want to keep them. But that's me after a 4-month bulk, right? And I had put on, I think from about 178 to 179 to about 198 pounds. So a solid bulk, aiming at about 1 pound of weight gain per week, right? Again, neurotic about my diet and exercise. I was over the breakup at this point, but I was neurotic about my physique and I was neurotic about everything that I ate and I worked out. So then here we are, about just shy of 200 pounds after a 4-month bulk. I don't look terrible. I think I looked quite okay. Got veins in my arms, chest is a little bit nice. And then I decided, okay, summer's coming up. I want to be able to take my shirt off and feel like I've done something, like I've changed. So I started cutting again, right? And I kind of used not the same diet as I did on my first cut, but something similar. So this is me on the 3rd of May. So after about 2 months of cutting, from that first picture to the second picture. And then this is me on May 18th. A little bit leaner, a little bit different. And then all of a sudden, one thing you're gonna find with a weight transformation is like your body will just tip a scale where all of a sudden you'll go from like pudgy jacked. And I went from March 18th to June 4th. Abs. This is probably the best picture I've ever taken of myself. It is 8 years old. I'm probably never gonna look like this again, or maybe I will, who knows? Maybe I'll break again. Maybe something will happen in my life that I break. But this was me, June 4th. What a difference. Holy Hannah, right? Thinking about that skinny fat guy, 10 months later. This transformation took me 10 months to go from cut to bulk to cut, all right? The crazy thing about this, that guy right there is only 4.5 pounds heavier than when I started my diet, way back when. I went from 185 pounds, cut down, bulked up, and then cut down to 189.5. Now that is 10 months of my life dedicated to every grain of rice, every calorie, every gram of protein. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't drink. Terrible, right? I had the occasional drink every once in a while because I was so scared of what alcohol would do to my body with my gains and body fat, muscle gain and all that jazz that I just didn't want to drink. I was scared of alcohol. So let's put them up side by side. This is what I started with on the left-hand side. This is what I ended with on the right-hand side. A difference of 4.5 pounds and 10 months. Now, I'm not showing you this because I want to brag. Yes, I am. I want to brag a little bit. Don't take this away from me. Although you can always say, hey, Mark, that was 8 years ago. And to you, I say, still did it. I'm gonna be that guy 50 years from now or 30 years from now being like, I used to do this. Don't look like that now. But my point is 10 months of being a neurotic freak, and that's what I looked like. I had no athletic background. I didn't really know how to lift properly. I read studies. I was neurotic about my diet. My exercise program was crazy. I was doing cardio all the time. Everything was controlled in my life, and it all revolved around fitness. Now, the reason I'm showing you all this stuff is because if I can do it, you can, right? And I know what you're saying, Mark, like everybody's different, and 100% agree with you. But starting from here and going to here in 10 months can be done, right? You just gotta want it. You gotta want it more. You wanna breathe, you wanna sleep, you wanna eat, you want everything. I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm saying you can, right? Obviously I did, but if it takes you a year, 2 years, 3 years, who cares? Get there, right? So starting from scratch, right? You gotta be dedicated. You gotta make this a journey. It is a marathon, not a sprint. 10 months doesn't sound like a long time, but 10 months is a long time, guys and gals. The same with the sexism. Having said that, according to YouTube, the vast majority of people that watch my video are like 95% males between the ages of 24 and 35. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't excuse the sexism. But that's going to be my excuse I use right now. So I can do it, guys. You can too. I should probably do something along these lines now that I'm 36 years old, 8 years older. I'm actually older than Joe Magniela was when he looked like this. And that was my inspiration. So again, I failed this one hard, guys, my bad. But I hope you guys, this kind of gives a little bit of a light of like starting from scratch with having not been an athletic teen, to being an overweight in my 20s, to kind of starting with a skinny fat body when I was 27 years old and just busting my butt for 10 months straight, right? Hope this is inspirational. If it's not, tell me down below. If it was, tell me down below. Questions, comments, queries, post them down below. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Like 98% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. I did just return to YouTube after a 4-year hiatus, so I understand why nobody subscribed to my videos. Why would you? And yeah, get after it, guys. It doesn't matter what you're starting with, I promise you. Like, you see people all the time that go to the gym and they maybe they get a little discouraged because they're not making the progress they want. It can happen. It will happen. Just give yourself the time and understand it's a journey. It's a marathon, right? You guys kick butt. All right. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, eat like a bodybuilder and train like a powerlifter.